What's going on?
All is well, my friend. All is well. Yeah, I think this time I'm in a tropical area, I guess. Not tropical, but um, next to the ocean here. Yeah, I'm in LA
Ah,
right now. Yes.
look at you. Real warm during the day and really cold at night.
Oh yeah, yeah. It's surprisingly windy here at night. Yeah. I was at the Hollywood studios yesterday. It was super windy at night. I didn't expect that to
Mm,
be, but mornings are beautiful here, man. Yeah.
I love it. I love California is not my place, but I love to visit.
I
Definitely.
understand. Yes, yes, yes. I know the taxes are too high for me, you know. So,
Yes, exactly.
all right. So tell me, Stanislav, where are you plugging in from today?
So today I'm actually at my home office in Miami.
Nice.
Planning to go to Salvador this weekend just for a short
Ah,
trip, a few days, just nothing special.
I got it, man. South America is local for you. Central America, South America is local for you. It seems like it's always there.
It's close to Miami, very comfortable to get there. Plus, I'm learning a little bit of Spanish, so just to practice. And
Okay.
yeah, definitely a good place to travel.
For sure. Awesome. All right. All right, let's get into it, Stanislav. First of all, thanks for joining today. Excited to, have you here. I wanted to talk to you about, EB1A, O1A, and the EB2 NIW as well. I know your team shared, a profile with me of one of my clients who got approved for an EB2 NIW. So let's just jump into it. I'm going to try
Yep.
to share my screen and let's see if I am able to do that. Uh, Sometimes it doesn't give me an option, but okay, all right. I think I saw it. All right, give me a second. Mhm. Yeah, I think the option may not be available for us to share it, Stanislav.
Well, the worst case scenario, we're just going to discuss this. Of course, it's always nice to see, but
Yeah. Give me a second. All right. If I could figure this out, I'm trying, but I don't see the option to share it, unfortunately. Yeah, we don't have it. I'm surprised. I did the checking before coming here, but unfortunately, we don't have the screen share option. But that's okay. Let's get into it. I have the questions ready. So,
yeah.
the client information, what you shared with me so far was, the client is a, on F1 visa, OPT in America, and, and they're from Pakistan, and they were going after an EB-2 NIW instead of an EB-1A because the timeline for Pakistan for a green card is shorter. Is
Mhm.
that correct?
Yes, that's totally correct, and also not only because of the waiting period for Pakistan is different than India, but also the core of the case was more leaning towards EB2NIW. That's what I qualify the client.
Okay. Got it. So if I can, let's just get jump into this case, Stanislav, because I want to
Sure.
ask more questions. How did your team really get it approved? So can you tell me what is this first step when this student comes into you? What really happens after that? How do you folks take it from A to kind of like all the way to, let's say, point one to 10, as a matter of fact?
Yes. So there are like three distinct steps in the process. First of all, I need to qualify a client whether they have a case and
Okay.
whether I'm ready to take their case because I don't take all cases. I only take the cases where I know how I can get an approval, or at least I give very high chances of that.
Okay.
And that's called the free evaluation, right? So
Mhm.
she went through the free evaluation process. I qualified her for EB2NIW and I said, hey, you have a potential to get this approved. Then she came to the complex immigration planning, where in two phases, we first collect all the information, like in-depth information, and then already build the strategy of where we're going from point A to point B.
Mhm.
And the third step is actually hiring my corporation, my team, to start working on the process on the petition. And that's where this strategy, which is developed on the second step, becomes the cornerstone of the entire process.
Got it.
And because EB2NW has And again, guys, I know some of you like nerds like me and like really go deep into the law, but I like to talk about the law more in a way that you could easily comprehend instead of
Yes.
like reciting the law, which doesn't make sense to me. So I isolate three criteria for EB-2 NIW.
Mm-hmm.
That is the education, the project in a national interest, and the well-positioned, right? So we had to work on those three criteria for the 6 months of working on the case. EB2 NIW is a little bit different than EB1A because in EB1A we have 10 criteria and we can choose three that we're gonna satisfy. Of course, we want to choose more, but three at the minimum, and it's our choice. But EB2NIW, we have to prove all criteria, so we don't have any option. We have to establish you have either bachelor's and 5 years of experience or master's degree. We need to establish that we have the idea or a working project that's in a national importance and it's important to the United States of America. And we need to establish that we will be more likely to implement this project than not. So, and that's what takes all this time to actually brainstorm the idea, to kind of polish it. And in this particular case, it was like more humanitarian project where the client was helping the immigrants, basically the newcomers to the U.S. To become Americans. Let's like shorten this, right?
Got it.
So, and this is a great idea, but in the past I would say no to this and say like, if you just say it's an idea and even show the business plan and all that, the government's going to be like, well, like, how do we know you're going to be able to do this in the future? Like, we don't know if you're really well positioned. So in this particular case, there was a little like a zest in the case. And the zest was that she was already working in the non-for-profit organization that was doing those things already. So I think that was kind of a kicker in this particular case. And by the way, totally aligns with the current state of EB2 NIWs, where we're actually getting approvals of either for the scientist or in two instances. One, you have a working project that shows the result, like almost in this case. Of course, we had to show the information correctly. Or you have the idea, business plan, the finance to implement the idea, and people who are interested in getting your goods or services, whatever you're going to produce. So those are the three type of cases that are really strong for EB2NIW as of today. Everything else needs more work, more brainstorm, more ideas.
Got it. Okay. I want to take a step back, Stanislav. So I have a few questions people ask here. So number one, folks, if you want to reach out to Stanislav's team, I know not everybody is going to be able to stay here longer. You have the link in my bio, and you can submit a profile review, and their team will usually get back to you within 48 hours. Is that correct, Stanislav?
Yes, if there's a link in your bio that leads to the questionnaire. So
Okay.
once you guys submit the questionnaire and it goes to my team for initial analysis, I will review within 2 days and get back to you in writing.
Got it. Okay, perfect. Yes, I saw a sample of that. One of my clients reached out to me after that. Really liked the way your folks kind of identified those criterias. Like she got two criterias, and that gave her the confidence to like, okay, hey, this is something I can go back to my employer, talk to them, and see if this is something I should pursue, or she can actually get a hold of you for the in-depth evaluation, which is the next step,
Yes.
figure out what she really needs from the employer for you to go ahead and get it approved. So I think their first two steps are very critical
Yes,
when you are
absolutely.
trying to figure it out with your employer, I feel.
Yes. It's like and it's also this, like I said, the sorting out mechanism for people who want to get our services and for us. It's very important for us to take the cases that we strongly believe in.
Okay, got it. Okay. So one of the questions I have, Stanislav, is, let's say somebody goes through the step one and step two. Let's say I do invest the $400 in the in-depth review. What do you really get in the in-depth review again? Like, do you get the criterias which I need to build, and then how your team is going to help me build it?
Absolutely. So you're talking about the second step, the complex
Yes.
immigration planning, which is $400, which we actually credit into the contract, so
Okay.
it's not lost. And what do you get? You get two documents at the end of this procedure after you meet with my with the data manager who collects, and after meeting with me. So
Mhm.
two documents. One of them is a list of documents for the priority visa. So if I qualified you for EB-1A, you're going to get the list of documents for EB-1A, which we're going to use once we start working on the case. So you already know what kind of paperwork you're going to be able to prepare. And number two is the written strategy. It could be up to 40 pages. Sometimes we
Okay.
put a lot of work. Usually it's about 15, 20 pages document. And it has a bunch of information. First of all, it has all the visas that I qualify a client for. And they
Okay.
go by the priority. Also, each visa gets the grade. And I grade the cases on a scale A, B, C, D, where A is the very strongest case, the top
Makes
case,
sense.
D, no case, right? And I pick up all the cases with grade B to C. We have like
Okay.
in
Okay.
between grades, right? So if it's C or lower, I mean, there's no sense to go to proceed at this point. Also, you get the chances of the
Mhm.
approval of the petition. You get all your achievements recognition laid out by the criteria where they belong, and
Okay.
qualification for those criteria, if we satisfy that criterion or not. So
Okay.
you're gonna know how many criteria you got already got at this point, and exact things you have to do, and the resources we can offer for that to
Okay.
satisfy all the rest of the criteria that we need to get the result for the petition. So it's very comprehensive document. We actually we don't make money on these guys. You know, it's like it's the work we put on this. Like there's a lot of people working on this document, and it's very good of high quality.
Makes sense, makes sense. So, okay, that's really nice, Stanislav. Actually, like I do prefer people going through the second step because it gives two things. Number one, they get an experience how your team operates, I feel like. So
Yes.
they can make a decision, do they really want to work with you or not? So I think it's a performance for your team as well to like show them that, hey, we really committed to this. That's how we look at it. And number two is it also gives the client an idea of how much work they need to do because I think
Yes.
some of the people are coming here with misconceptions, Stanislav, that if they're paying you 10, 15, $20,000, that you are the one going to do the work. And I really need your help to explain people is that's not how it works because there's a lot of that going on in the market where people are hiring other people to write their papers and stuff like that. Could you please
Yes.
talk about that here?
Yeah, so there's more explanation into that. So
Yeah.
we have different levels of pricing in the company, right? And we're really open about this. We're not like other attorneys. Oh, come pay us first, and then I'm going to tell you how much it's going to cost. No,
Makes sense.
it doesn't make sense for me. So we can go as low as like $11,000 for O1 or $13,000 for EB1A or EB2 NIW. But we have a higher prices. So the higher the price, the chances all the same, and the petition looks the same at the end. The difference is the involvement of a client in drafting the documents, and this is critical to understand that this much papers in the petition, which could be easily 1,000 pages, is the evidence. So that's our
Mm.
evidence, right? And this is the description of the evidence,
Okay.
meaning that someone has to do all the work to describe it. So on the lower prices, that's the client who does the description of the evidence under my guidance. Okay, and we have
Yeah.
all the resources for that, all the resources, the templates, the examples, the team who's leading the questions. We can get on a video call, whatever. You know, it's
Makes sense.
we have a lot of things to offer. The higher you go, the less you do as to descriptive documents, but all packages that we offer, they still require the input of the client because I don't know, Omkar, about the solar panel field that you designed 2 years ago. I don't know how important that is. What's the
Yeah.
output? If you use the batteries there, who bought the electricity from you? I don't know that. I cannot make this up. There is no information online. Only you know this. So
Right.
you have a questionnaire about your contribution in the industry, and you fill out it in details. So my team could take those details and draft all the recommendation letters on the higher package in the company. So we range the involvement of a client from 200 hours on the first level
Okay.
to 40 hours for 6 months on
Okay.
the fourth level, right?
Okay.
So that's how we do it.
Makes sense. Okay, so it's commitment based fees. Like however commitment you want to put, you can do it. If you have a lot of time, go for the basic package. If you're short on time, you're a busy professional, you can hire your team to kind of like help you organize all that data. But your team is
Correct.
not writing the papers. I want to make very clear because I feel like there's a lot going in the market there, and that's where people are having issues. So I just appreciate you sharing that information here. Yeah.
Sure. Yeah.
All right, thank you. So let's get a little bit more deeper, Stanislav. So, I got a lot of good questions here. People are asking, like, hey, if I don't have any publications, if I don't have any of that, no awards, how can I still get a EB-2 NIW or other visas? And how can your team help them in there?
So, and this is a very good question because all of the visas that we're talking about today, O1, EB1A, EB2 NIW, I qualify them all as talent visas.
Mm,
So, and I understand that EB2NW may not sound like that, but it
yeah.
is because the officer wants to see you have some recognition in the field.
Mm,
Not as much as an EB1A, but still. So we all, of course, we want to supplement the NIW also with the publications, with some press, maybe some awards if possible, judging the work of others or professional
makes sense.
associations and those things to make it stronger, make a stronger profile. So sometimes we have all that organically, right? And we're just within the career, we get those facts and we use them in the petition. But sometimes we need a little push to also organically create, but a little bit expedite those things. And that's why we have partnerships with vendors who help our clients to strengthen their portfolios while working on the case.
Okay.
So we can get like expedited academic research papers. We can expedite the publications for press purposes.
Okay.
The people can find the competitions where they're going to push through the organizers, our clients, to be judges at those competitions, right? So we have those like strategical
Partnerships.
relationships with those companies that always help our clients to really, really boost the case to high levels. And also not only it's good for the case, but for the
Mm,
career, right? Because if you put in your resume, hey, I have like 3 academic research papers. It's a big thing for the employer. So it's a win-win in all circumstances.
makes sense. Okay. So another question I have, Stanislav, is like, let's say, there's someone who does want to jump into it more. Like, let's say they hire your team. What is the time frame you're looking at? Because the last case I saw was approved within 7 months. Like, you're from the time they got started, 7 months to file it, and then one more month of approval time. Can you talk about how do you really figure out what time frame the clients needs? Like, how much time they need to build a profile? And how does the
Yes.
team make sure that it's done within that timeline?
So this is actually a pretty simple question for me because I do not take cases that I cannot back up and get approved for 6 months,
Okay.
right? So that's my bottom line. We don't, and I know some attorneys that take years, like they don't care. Okay, bring me this paper or redo it, bring another one. And we're not like that. We want
Okay.
to get everything done within 6 months. Yes, it's very intensive work.
Makes
And
sense.
we have the debt, like guys, very simple. If you cannot work by deadlines and
Mm.
instructions, we're not for you.
Mm.
Okay, we only for people who can work by instructions and deadlines because it's very, very serious, and that's how we get the result, right? When we get things in time, done with high quality.
Makes
Okay,
sense.
I
Yeah.
don't say we rush through the case. No, we go with a good pace, but you have to be involved on a weekly basis. Do not
Mm.
disappear. Do not ignore, because we're going to be on top of you. We're going to be calling you. We're going to be nagging you. We're going to be like, maybe we'll come knock at your door like, hey, where's the paper? Like we're really really serious about that.
That's
So
good. That's really good.
that's why the process, and thank you, by the way, Omkar, for emphasizing that we're really process oriented, right?
Yeah.
Because once you start with a free evaluation, you go next step, you already, by the time you start the case, you met like 10 people from a company, different
Mm.
faces. So like, from different departments with different tasks, different ways they approach their work, but all organized with one thing in your head to get the result.
Yes.
So, and that's all about the processes. Okay, you got to meet at 12. I expect you to be there at 12. Okay,
Mm.
you told me you're gonna send me the paperwork tomorrow. I really expect you to send it tomorrow. Okay, so we're really serious about our work. And that's the this secret ingredient in getting those 9 out of the 10 really hardcore cases approved.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I'm not talking about O1. O1 is like 99 chance approval if I take up the case. But
Makes sense.
EB1, EB2, the hardcore case that in the industry right now, 42%.
Mm.
Omkar, EB1A, 42%. So 4 out of 10 in the industry get approval. We still get 9 out of the 10 approved, right? Why? Because the process, the resources, and a little bit of love in each case.
Makes sense. Okay, cool. All right, that's pretty cool, Stanislav. So, I want to get into more of like, towards the end. So let's say, somebody takes that 8 months to build a profile. What happens now? How does the submission of that case happens? Because sometimes, these clients are running out of time on OPT. They might be looking into
Yeah.
a D1 CPT college, and so how does your team help with that? Like, how does the submission to USCIS really works?
Yes. So the way it works, we just structure the volume of the evidence we need
Mm.
to provide for the case,
Okay.
and it's more 6 months of like it's actually 5 months work because the 5 months will take to improve the case and
Mm.
describe the evidentiary base.
Okay.
The 6 month I take for myself then to draft so-called memorandum,
Okay.
which is actually a legal document that makes an argument that we satisfy the legal criteria based on the evidentiary base that we collected.
Makes sense.
So, and it's a big document. It's big, very big and serious document. It takes a month to draft it with a high quality. So it's 5+1. And once we are ready to pick it up, we have our designer really make it beautiful. We use a thick paper to print the case so that it's heavy, like psychological pressure on the officer, and we send it through the courier to USIS.
Okay.
If we have the time limitation, and I think this is kind of the core of your question, like, hey, my OPT ends in 3 months,
Mm.
and okay, if this is the case, you're a little bit late,
Yeah.
for the party, like really late.
Yeah.
Uh, you know, I probably not gonna take this case because I don't want to stress my team, and I
Mm.
don't want that stress from the client.
Makes
Okay,
sense. Yeah.
because for 3 months, depending on how strong the case in the beginning, it's really hard to get that really high quality product that I'm striving for.
Makes sense.
Okay,
Makes sense.
of
Yeah.
course, sometimes we make exceptions. Sometimes clients ready to pay more because if we use two teams on the case, of course we're gonna go faster on that. Like there's a limitation. There's like additional terms how we're gonna deal with those cases. But guys, like truly, what Omkar is trying to say with this question, and I'm gonna translate, guys, for you. He's saying do everything in time because if you don't do things, if you don't think 2 steps ahead, you're gonna pay a lot more with a lot more stress and unknown result. If
Makes
you
sense.
do everything in time, if you do your free evaluation in time, you get the complex immigration planning in time, and you know what's going on, you feel more free, and of course, you're gonna spend less, more comfortable work, and a better result.
Makes sense. Yes, definitely. So, okay, so I want to like maybe summarize what you just said, Stanislav. Like, I prefer people give at least 1 year, in my opinion, to, because I don't like when people push other people, like the responsibility always has to be on me. It's my
Okay.
responsibility to get on time. And another thing is when they get into this 6 month period, what happens is life happens. Sometimes you are busy at work or something else happen. Your parents visit America and you take a 2 weeks, 3 weeks off, and to get back in the rhythm it takes another 2 3 weeks, and then they put the same limitations on coaches and attorneys like, oh, we are done with 6 months, where is the product? So being accountable to yourself is very important. Another thing is give it more time than you need, like there's no hurry in immigration, in my opinion. You always have options to continue staying in America after OPT expires. There are legal options like D1 CPT and going for PhD as well now, DBA option. Uh,
Mm.
Take those and then keep working on your profile. I would rather submit a good profile than to a hurried profile. That's how I believe. Yeah.
Yes, yes, forced profile, you can tell, when
Yeah.
it's really forced. One little thing I want to add today also, Omkar, like, because I'm sending about 30 cases a month, right?
Mm,
Like, I'm taking 30 clients a month and we're setting 30 cases a month, right? So that's how we keep the balance of good cases and good results. But recently, past 2 months, there's a really policy change within the USIS, and what they really look at is and it's never been like that before, the overall merits determination, which means they're subjectively looking at everything that was submitted. Is this a really good case? Is this a really good talent? And if it's forced, if it's squeezed within short period of time, then we do not pass this overall merits determination. So that's why starting earlier is beneficial for objective analysis and subjective analysis, the two stages of adjudication of talent visas.
makes sense. Makes sense. Okay. Awesome. All right. So I think I understand the process pretty well now, Stanislav. Like I want to give you the stage for like a wrap up in like next 2 to 3 minutes. Is there anything else you want to share? How does the team? How do people approach you, and how does that like how do they approach you, and then where do they go from there? If their goal is to get an EB-1A, O1A, or an NIW, how can they go ahead with it?
So basically, that's we're going to summarize what we talked about today.
Yeah.
We do not have consultations in my company,
Okay.
right? We do have the process of free consultation, which is called free evaluation, right? And it's available to all of you guys. Like, if you know all this information, you know about the timing, and you don't get to the Omkar's bio and clicking on that link and filling out the questionnaire, I don't know what you guys doing with your lives,
Mhm.
because like what it's almost makes no sense, because you get my opinion on your case, your chances, your potential, the visa, the criteria for free. Nobody's doing this. If you're then really serious, like, okay, now I need to make a move because things are getting tight. My master's degree is finishing up, my OPT is ending, my F1, my status, whatever it is. Maybe we should start with O1. I don't know. We need to look at the case. Then you need to go to the complex immigration planning to be like, to show that you are serious, because we're serious on each step of this process. And then starting the case and going for 6 months with a very high chances of approval. That's how you put your foot in the door and start your immigration process.
Makes sense. Okay, all right. So, okay, I think somebody asked the question again, how to apply for free evaluation. Guys, you can go I have a link in the Instagram bio. You can submit your profile. Within 48 hours, you will get those things. You'll get a review from their team. I want to take a step back, Stanislav. I want to talk about a couple of things you said. Number one, I really do appreciate you guys taking it serious because we have had good experience with your organization. I believe I'm keeping a track of how many visas we are getting approved. I think we have about 3 EB-1As in last 1 year. Now, the one you just shared today, one EB, EB2 NIW, and I believe two O1As. So that's That's pretty exciting. I'm really appreciate, like, I've gotten good feedbacks. We have 10, 15 clients also in the process of working with you guys. So truly appreciate the work you do. And I also, like, I remember you mentioned that one time you had somebody's O1 got denied and you sued USCIS for that. So I really love the confidence you have in your clients that we will get it approved. So I think that's pretty incredible that what you do for your clients.
Yeah, sometimes even we're willing to go to the court for free for our clients because, like when we feel like USS was so discriminatory in the adjudication that we're like, okay, like this case is like, it must be approved. Let's go to court, let's sue them. And if we win, then you pay us. Like
No.
that, we're going to put our resources first for that.
Makes sense. Awesome. All right. Yeah, that's incredible, because that's what people want. Like, I'll be very honest with you, Stanislav. There are a lot of attorneys in America who are misusing EB-1A O1As right now.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
like the thing, it's like the thing right now. There are a lot of Indians who are struggling in America, my community, for example, because their wait time is really long. And a lot of these Instagram posts and stuff like that, sometimes they get fooled into going with an attorney because just they are popular, and so I really appreciate what you guys are doing, being honest, being integrity, and then communicating with people on time. That's one thing I really love about your time. Like, they're always on top of it. Like, they always communicate on time. So kudos to you on that. And we need more people in America who are honest. Yeah.
Absolutely, and good professionals. And by the way, this last kind of comment, I think it kind of supports what you're saying, Omkar, where this person, Mahesh Varim
Yeah. Mesh,
he
yeah, Mesh,
says,
yeah.
yes, he says that he went through a free evaluation, and we told him that he's not eligible. Like,
Right.
guys, nobody's doing this. Like, we really, and of course, it may hurt, like, hey, I'm not eligible, but what you need to do to be eligible is to, we have YouTube channel, a lot of videos, we release 2 videos a week. We have our Instagram, we have LinkedIn and all other X, Facebook. We put a lot of educational materials for you guys, those whom I did not qualify at this stage, to build up your portfolio to the level where we can continue cooperation.
Okay, got it. Okay. Yeah, perfect. Yeah. Maheshwari, don't worry. Send me an email. I'll help you guide in the right steps. And then once you have enough steps built up, you can reach out to them again and see if it's qualified. Okay. Maybe give yourself 6 months to a year and then try again. I think we can definitely help you there.
Yeah,
But okay, I think that's pretty much it, Stanislav. I wanted to wrap
that's
it up
it.
in like 30, 35 minutes because people are going to watch this later as well.
Of course.
So, but I truly appreciate your time, and thank you so much for doing all the good work. Even if my goal always is if I can help one person a year to stay in America, I'm winning the goal. That's how I look at it.
Me
Definitely
too.
I want to have bigger goal,
Yes.
but even if I help one person a year, I think I'm really winning the game. I give myself
Absolutely,
small
because
goals.
you help someone to change their lives and their generations
Exactly.
ahead. Yes.
Exactly, absolutely. Because one person I changed their generation. You said it very well. Thank you so much for your time, Stanislav. This has been great. Thanks for taking your free time and yeah, helping us. We really appreciate that.
Absolutely. My pleasure. And I'll see you later, Elkar.
Yes, talk to you later. Yep, take care.
All right.
Yep, bye.
Bye bye.
Yes. All right, guys, peace out. That was awesome. I really appreciate his time. Yeah, like you can go to the Instagram bio, submit your profile, get a free evaluation. Usually they do it within 48 hours. I don't know if because of this influx that might take some time, but hopefully, yeah, that helps you. And then if they do disqualify you, you can send an email to me at my email omkarhelps@gmail.com, and I'll review your resume and I'll give you the direction on how to build it in next 6 months to 12 months to really see what we can do. Okay, all the best and peace out.